What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Hunter, back with you, bringing some pretty sweet StarCraft 2 matches today. I'm actually really excited to cast this series. I've been thinking about it, and I'm especially excited to be bringing you this. It's going to be a best of 3 between... Well, let me introduce the Zerg player first. The green Zerg at the top right-hand position of Tal'Darim Altar. One of the best macro Zergs. A little bit of a passive style, but he's solid, and I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with him. From Evil Geniuses, we have IdrA. IdrA is, I mean, in the North American, in the foreigner community, let me say, IdrA is definitely... Oh, what's the right word? I guess I can say fan favorite, but sometimes he's known to the fans for different reasons, you know, whether it's just a strong game because he plays very well a lot of the time, or if it's because of his BM, his bad manner, his temper, his rage in the chat. I mean, he always makes for entertaining matches, so I'm excited to see what he's going to bring us here. IdrA's opponent from the Meet Your Makers clan, Cloud. Cloud is, I guess, is that pink? It is pink. It's a very light pink at the bottom right position, and going to be a TVZ. I'm rooting for IdrA. I really don't mean to be like a, you know, I'm not being biased. I'm just saying it's my personal opinion. I've watched so many IdrA games, and I think he's a pretty genuine guy. He's a very hard worker. Let's see if this 15 hatchery is going to do it for him. It is a large map, of course, a 4-player map, and I'm going to take a look at the vision of IdrA. He doesn't have any scouting, except, of course, the Overlord. And then in the vision of Cloud, we can see Cloud hasn't done any scouting either. Both of them are blindly choosing very macro-oriented builds. Command Center first and hatchery first. You really can't get much more macro than that. So it looks like we may be, you know, setting the stage for a bit of a larger game. We have Cloud setting up at the top, the choke point, just to the right of his first natural. Cloud gonna just wall that area off a little bit. It's a pretty large choke point here. There's a ramp that leads down into the middle of the map, where this is, I assume, the Tal'Darim Altar. Very large open area on the high ground. No Xel'Naga in the middle, though. 4 Xel'Nagas to the side. They make like a diamond shape you see on the minimap. Now we have the... Whoa, this is just... Let's see how many SCVs he's transferring. 6 SCVs. He's going to have to tell this one to get back. He's going to make a second orbital command. And I'm wondering, actually, if I take a look once again at the vision of IdrA, he was able to scout in the appropriate position in the bottom right, you know, first, so a pretty good guess there. Let's see. Oh, Cloud has done the appropriate scouting as well. He's going to see the timing of the extractor. But, I mean, nothing really too exciting. As soon as Cloud sees the hatchery first build, you know, he knows how he's going to react to it, I'm sure. And I'm wondering, let's take a look at some of the fun new tabs available with patch 1.3. You can put on different overlays as well. Oh, this isn't even patch... Oh, no, it is, but it's missing a portion down here. It had a little legend with all the different control commands to get these overlays at the top. I don't know why they're not there. Let's forget about those. These 2 Zerglings without their speed as I pull up the production tab. See, speed is on the way, but it only just got started a minute ago. These Zerglings, just taking a look at the front of the base for Cloud. Cloud, on the other hand, finally getting a factory, but he builds it up in his main. Good idea to hide this, and you are going to want to hide this as the Terran player to fact this early. 2 gas. Tech labs, not yet. 2 more barracks. So we're not going to have any medevacs, so we're not going to probably have a huge amount of bio. May avoid bio upgrades, may go for some kind of mech, obviously. I can't even say that as commenter. Yeah, like, he just put down 2 facts at the 5-minute mark. Maybe he will go mech. Maybe he'll do blue flame, or maybe tanks if he senses a baneling nest. And in fact, there is a baneling nest on the way. Where's the baneling nest? Right in front of my nose. And of course, Cloud does not see this baneling nest at all. But he should be... Oh, he is getting blue flame Hellions. I mean, Blue Flames, I mean, Hellions do not get the damage bonus to Banelings, so obviously Hellions just far more effective against Zerglings. And when you get the Blue Flame and they start two-shotting Zerglings and two-shotting drones, it makes them very deadly. It really builds, when you see a Terran player getting Hellions like this, it really builds to like one pivotal moment when the Hellions are attempting to do what harassment they can, and because the Terran players invested so heavily in it, I mean, if he isn't effective, if he doesn't get a whole bunch of drone kills, he, you know, is stuck behind. But even as I'm saying that, I do want to like mention Cloud is in a really good position. I mean, he's 2 base versus 2 base in a TVZ, and that is that's a completely acceptable position. You know, as a Terran player, you don't need to worry about moving out too quickly. We are going to have Stimpack research and centrifugal hooks. That's the Baneling speed. I'd like to see some creep spread, because I mean, you're going to invest in an upgrade like centrifugal hooks. The effectiveness of centrifugal hooks, I don't know, I've called it like 3 times now, but the effectiveness of that upgrade is just amplified and heightened almost exponentially as you spread your creep. You know, Banelings just go faster and faster and faster, and eventually it's really difficult even for stim Marines to try to escape. Now this is the focal point at the 8-minute and 45-second mark, building off of 2 factory while having a 3 barracks wall off. He is going to try, Cloud is going to try to see what he can do with 6 Blue Flame Hellions. There's a Spine Crawler in position. Spines are absolutely deadly against Blue Flames. Uh-oh, these Mutalisks. That's going to be it. I mean, these Blue Flame Hellions are going to get... Oh, is he going to go back? Oh, he's going to go harass with the Mutas. I don't know if that's the greatest idea. And he's definitely spotted the Hellions as well with the Overlord. And Cloud must know this, so he's got to sort of do something now, or he's going to be in trouble. Keep an eye on the Mutalisks as well as the Hellions. Hellions not doing anything. Mutalisks coming in, starting to queue up attack commands on the SCVs. Let's take a look at the units tab so we can watch the SCV count drop down to 37. There were a lot of SCV kills there. Probably about 10. Maybe even more. Mutas, of course, they have one of the unique attributes of their attack is the bouncing glaive worm. So it does splash damage and jumps from, you know, enemy to enemy. While its damage is decreased to like 1/3 for 2 bounces or something. Now, tanks coming in. Are these Stim Marines going to be enough to fend off the Hellion? Sorry, what am I saying? Stim Marines going to be enough to fend off the Mutas. 2 siege tanks sieging up, and you can see Cloud scans on the high ground. He scans because, of course, well, watch his vision. So he's got vision, then he loses vision without the scan. He scans again, trying to lay siege on the natural expansion of IdrA. If IdrA loses this base, it's really bad news for the Zerg player. There's not, you know, as much firepower as I'd like to see to try to crush this Terran army. I mean, the Mutalisks. If these Marines were out of the equation, it would be a cakewalk for the Mutalisks. But wisely, Cloud is reinforcing with many more Marines. These Marines, although they don't have the combat shield, they don't really need it. They've got stim packs, and that's plenty of DPS to deal with these Mutalisks. Queen gets smoked. Bloody mess on the creep. And is Cloud just going to continue to hold this position? Is he going to try to push up to the ramp? Try to move into the main base? Yeah. With Zerg, when you're going up against Zerg, it's nice to snipe those like key tech structures. Like if your opponent foolishly puts the Baneling nest or the Spire at the front of their base, and you snipe that off, I mean, that's no Mutalist for a long time. Compared in contrast to like Terrans, who, you know, you can't just snipe 3 barracks. It's too difficult. The production facilities are fast for a Terran player. Yeah, I'm just sort of waiting for this final attempted crush to occur, and it looks like we're going to see it right now. Moving in, Speedlings, Banelings, Marines microwing back, Stim Pack. Oh, too many Marines, though. The siege tanks do excellent splash damage against, oh no, against Banelings. And you know what? This is what IdrA is known for. This is maybe quote-unquote raging from IdrA, but he's just very passionate about the game as, oh no, IdrA just bearing witness to this slaughter, this swarm. just getting decimated by the Marines and Hellions and siege tank support. Just too much. But IdrA loses game 1. This is a best of 3. This is for actually the MLG tournament that's upcoming, so these are sort of the qualifying rounds. Just as important to these players as the tournament itself, of course, which will have a tens of thousands of dollar prize pool. So we'll see if IdrA could battle back in game 2 and try to squeeze out the next 2 victories to take this series. I hope he can think of something. We'll have to wait and see. All right, jumping right into game 2.